When we were driving home just now, Ariel,
Mm.
I was just so into the music, I got distracted and I made 2 wrong turns
After I got out?
after you got out.
How do you make wrong turns? There's no wrong way to get from my place to your place.
I was just so into
Because
the,
he was
you know
being
how
a
I was
fuck
just so
boy.
into the song.
We're on our way home, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna drive around the block."
Which block did you drive around?
I
He got to
turned-
the
This one?
I went
Popeye
that
stop
way.
sign,
Took a right.
took a right, and was like, "Oh shoot, oopie." That's
I
really
said,
funny.
I was just so into the song.
do
Nothing
know-
else matters.
Can
out
you
there.
admit that?
And then I got out front here and I went right in front of our house.
Let's all play a game. We're
kept
gonna
going.
put a prompt out there, and then we're gonna
That's
point
really funny.
fingers. Who do we think is the most distracted driver here? Okay, I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well,
Welcome.
we just got back from skiing.
Oh yeah, water ski 2 of the year.
My second.
You're second.
I'm getting there, y'all.
You
Every
are.
I think you're
time
so
I'm
close.
closer. I was up this time, but something's not clicking in terms of just staying up. I'm like, do I need to engage my core? Do I need to
Right.
just stand? Like, what's the muscle tweak I need to do
Yeah.
to just stay up? Or is it truly just mental at this point?
Yeah.
Part of it is I also think it's just like a little bit repetitions.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I was telling you in the water today, once you're up, it's then obviously like a different balance need
Yeah.
than getting up. So I think once you have enough repetitions, it'll just kind of like click.
I
Because
feel
I
like-
don't think mechanically there's much you should be doing different.
Yeah. I feel like if you learn as a kid, everything clicks. You just pop
Like,
up there.
Everything's harder. Languages are harder. Bike riding, all those things are like harder when you're older.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, you're kind of a wet noodle too when you're little. So I think it's just easier.
If I could drive the boat, then we could have both of y'all back there.
I know.
It's really too bad.
I know.
You
We
mean
did.
like a twofer?
Mm-hmm.
We took our friend JJ today and he asked if we'd ever, no, you'd asked if we ever done more than one. And Isaac and I and our friend Maddie have done 3 before.
That's sick.
JJ said he'd done 4,
That's
which is
wild.
crazy.
Have you seen those videos of like 15 women lined
Yeah.
up on the dock?
It's competitions. There's like, it's a full sport.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's full like there's ski teams like that do that. I think it's kind of a little bit of like a dying art, but it was very much kind of like people like you go to an air show. I think people would go
Yeah.
to
A water ski
a
show.
water, yeah, oh yeah,
Mhm.
like acrobatic type stuff.
Interesting.
And they would like build pyramids and stuff. You got to do some research after this.
I
There's so much
gotta.
out there. Yeah,
Y'all should join one.
We
I know. I would love. That would be so fun.
Do you want to talk about the Empire State couple?
Yeah. Are we
Current
pro?
news.
What happened? I had like, I was in the middle of work and like 10 people messaged me that. Can someone
Why
give me
would
like
they
a
message
high
you
level?
that?
Just everyone
Yeah,
was,
who
not
were
me
10
specifically.
people.
Every group chat was like,
Yeah.
and I
yeah.
just saw the top of it. So I was like, are we being attacked? What's going on?
Well, they have a documentary apparently from a couple years back on Netflix. I didn't know about that.
Oh,
but
so they're
this
already
is their
pretty
whole
famous.
career.
It's their shtick.
Yeah, they're from Russia.
They got a record.
Yeah, and they
Mhm.
just, I think, B&E and climb buildings you shouldn't. They do.
Urban climbing.
Yeah, truly. They've
used to
been
do that in
arrested
high school.
before. But yeah, they went to the tippy top of the Empire State Building.
The top of the spire,
Yeah.
the very top. It
I
was
had trouble
crazy.
watching the footage. As
And they're
someone who's
just
afraid
free
of
climbing
heights.
it. They're just like,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yes, they are not roped.
That makes my stomach hurt.
I know. And he
And
proposed
also, how do you do it? Do you just
monkey bars.
I think
no,
they
but
climb
like,
it.
right? But like you go out to the viewing deck,
Mm.
Yeah, that
or
I
are
don't
you going
know.
somewhere internal?
I read a little bit, and I think somewhere around
Where was
the
the
viewing,
security breach?
somewhere around the viewing deck area, there's like closed off. You know, there's like closed off stuff. I think
Yeah.
they pre-planned it.
Yeah, for sure.
They'd been up
They
there
planned
before.
it. They planned it. You guys planned it the whole time.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think what they did was they internally went somewhere in the building to get to where the hatch is, that they could actually get to that portion, and then climbed up.
Isn't it wild that that's not locked, though?
I think they
it's
broke
maybe
a lock.
supposed to be, and they broke it.
They broke a lock.
But it's
Yeah.
probably not like a huge risk every day where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, people are gonna really want to climb this spire.
I'm sure it's a bigger lock now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But-
no, there was definitely a meeting.
Yeah. So the 2 people climbed up.
Did you see the
They held a big banner.
NYPD, though? Like, someone's job is to be the police climber because they had 2 little
Mhm.
police climbers in their police helmets up there,
halfway up
arresting
behind
them
Yeah.
in the spire and taking them down.
Can't you just wait for them to come down?
I think they waited for them. There's the top of the spire where they actually got to. It is like
Crazy.
1-person room, 2-person room only. So they had to wait
Yeah.
for them to get partway back down, and then they intercepted them at like the first platform.
Got it.
Like-
What do you
I
think the first
platform
words
where
were?
he proposed? Congrats.
Congrats.
Well, it's on footage. The body cam footage was released same day, which everyone in the
Yeah.
comments was like, so you can release body cam footage, so it doesn't take months.
Yeah.
Also, her posts on her personal page were like day of?
Her assistant posted them.
Oh, they were ready.
Yeah.
But they got bailed out of jail, and I'm just so curious how much they're fined, or if
We gotta look it up somewhere. We can
They
probably
have
find
another.
it.
They have another date, court date, August 8th. I did read that.
Oh, tune in.
But I was telling you guys, it was kind of the footage of them on top of the Empire State Building in their like blacked out uniforms and a banner was kind of like end times looking, ominous feeling to me.
in a bad way.
I don't know. I don't think so because the message was good, right? And relatively harmless what they did.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think just like
You're talking about the visuals of it.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
giving you like revolution.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ariel, I love your outfit today, by the way.
Thank
It's looking
you.
very familiar.
Funny enough, I wore this when we went to Vegas last fall, and we went to this. I'm sure we talked about it. We went to this bar, and Isaac
We didn't
had.
because it all was in the off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It was all in the off season.
well, TLDR. We went to a bar.
Shout out
Corduroy.
Corduroy. If you
Really
ever go
fun
to
bar.
downtown Las Vegas, go to Corduroy Bar. It's the best bar in the world.
Lots of 90s music.
Yeah, it's
Early
my
aughts.
San Junipero.
They're real fun. But Isaac had the bright idea after a couple of, I don't know, martinis that
Probably.
we should
Pickleback shots is their big seller there
switch outfits.
in the bathroom.
And I had
Midday,
on this
midnight.
denim jumpsuit with just a zipper in the front. And so we went into the bathroom and switched outfits and came back out. No one knew. So we had to tell everyone ourselves, hey,
Yeah.
guys, we switched outfits,
no
guys.
one noticed for real.
Some half people noticed. The ones that were like a little bit lighter on the drinking maybe noticed, but like Reed and Phil didn't know.
I noticed immediately, but it was kind of
Did
then
you
it
think it was
we had
funny, or were you
hats,
just
too.
like,
I thought it was
boring.
funny. I thought it was funny, but I was
full hats.
but I was
Yeah.
waiting
Switch
for
hats, everything.
I thought it was funny, but I was waiting for people's reaction to be confused or what when they just weren't noticing.
Was this before or after the splits?
This I think it was after.
After.
That specifically for
That was
me.
the best bit of
That's
the night.
how I
is
was-
my top 2 bits probably. I don't even know what number 1 is that Ariel has ever done.
It's not even a bit. I was just
It
like,
wasn't a bit.
It was definitely before. The splits were before because then I was trying to do it in the jumpsuit.
okay. good,
Yeah, that's
good.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hard to do. A friend after that was like, "You're really lucky you didn't chronically injure your knee."
I know.
I was like, "I am."
Kind of probably kind of a you had to be there kind of moment, but the bar was playing I Write Sins Not Tragedies.
Something like
I'm
that.
gonna make you bend and break.
No, it was Bruce Bride.
Bruce Bride is, and Ariel thought she was doing her big one, like she was
I
lip syncing
did.
for her life,
Yeah. Full drop.
and sits between these 2 like end tables and tries to go, Groom's Bride is and hits the splits right when they say whore. But it
It's
was
like the weirdest beat to do it in the
it was
song.
so
The pre-chorus.
out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and it was also
everyone's
like
lightly chatting.
it was like
I'm doing my big one.
it was like probably a third of real splits.
No,
no.
my
But
crotch
then-
did not
Either.
touch the ground.
But the funny part was then
But
you
then
just kept doing it.
you got such a reaction from me.
From just Tyler, that's all I needed.
I was dying so bad that you proceeded to do it probably 12 to 14 times in a row in the bar.
Switching
and
legs
just
out front.
switching legs, getting pictures, posing, and then just coming up to me going, I do all this for you. It's everything it's doing. This is for you. It was hilarious. It was so funny.
This actually ties really well into our topic today of
Say, what a
sobriety.
segue.
Right
What a
into
segue.
sobriety and what that could look like for you in your life. And yeah, but as always, we're back. Thank you all, and welcome to the Argonaut No Gays Montana, the podcast where we talk about the splits.
The splits, some call it.
Okay, fun. Well, welcome today, everybody. Today we have a topic we've been wanting to talk about, especially with Tyler. So for those of you who don't know, Tyler here has been sober for 18
I think
months?
18 months,
Year and a half?
January-ish, mid-January.
Yeah, year and a half.
2025.
And then Tyler also was featured on a podcast called Stop the Ride, where we had a great day, where we went to LA for one day, flew in, flew out, and he recorded on Drew Valentino's podcast. The episode is not out yet, but it's coming out soonish. But it was like a really, really great day, and Tyler had an awesome interview. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. But we thought it would be great to also dive in deeper to that topic of just sobriety, especially within gay culture, which has like a pretty, I would say, bad rap for a heavy drinking culture for sure. And also, I think tying it back to like rural roots where
Mhm.
like I mean I for sure came from a heavy drinking culture where it's like part of life,
Mm-hmm.
like not even like it just like is very much weaved into social work, everything. It's like very much weaved into it. So that's gonna be our topic for today, so I'm excited to jump into it. But I think one of the first things I want to talk about is like what was our kind of culture growing up around alcohol, and I'm curious from you growing up in the South, because I know what my experience has been with my family in the South. But
Yeah, well, I'm a special case because I grew up very religious and I had a dry household growing up,
Yeah.
and I didn't have a lot of exposure to alcohol. I don't remember thinking about it. I just knew it was bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a very nuanced view of it necessarily. And the only alcohol I can remember growing up was like my uncle having some beers in the garage at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a
Yeah, but I
part
think
of like part of life, like Isaac said.
I think it definitely was and definitely existed. I think it just wasn't.
It was
It
quieter.
was like everything in the South. It was taboo.
It was
Yeah.
very like the Zion curtain. Do you know what
What's
the
the
Zion
Zion
curtain
curtain?
is?
No.
So like in Utah, when you go to a bar, they
Mm.
can't make your alcohol in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
They go back, like the bar, the bottles, everything. It's like behind the bar. There's a spot where you go
Religious.
back, and they call it the Zion curtain.
Oh yeah.
So they make your drinks back there and then bring them to you, and you have to order food. So it's very much like a hear no evil, see no evil.
Yeah.
And I felt like my family in the South, and just like conversations that I had with my dad before, very much like that, where like all people were drinking, like famous for moonshine, bootlegging. Like it's just
Yeah,
like it's
totally.
in the culture,
Totally.
but it's very like secretive and hidden. But it's one of those things that kind of everyone seemed like they were doing. Like my dad would have stories where like he'd be hanging out with his sisters and then their husbands, everyone would go to bed. Very religious, like all that kind
Right.
of stuff. And then everybody would like bring out, okay, here's my bottle of Jack and here's my bottle of Hennessy or whatever it would be. And then they would drink like
Yeah.
late night hour.
Right.
Yep. Or like I know one of his best friends was just like a farmer and he would just hide beers in fence posts like around the farm, warm as hell,
I was gonna say
in
that sounds
Tennessee.
Gross.
and just drink them.
Just because like he didn't want his wife
Right.
to know.
Or just like I think, or even just like the
That's his
culture is that
stash.
like we don't drink.
But like
And
he
I
was
think
out
it-
there.
I think his wife probably, I think everyone probably knew, but it's
Mhm.
like you don't say it.
Yeah.
Is kind of the culture of it
Yeah.
because everyone was kind of doing that thing in their own way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did y'all's parents drink around you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very like. I
Why don't
mean,
you
I
talk
was
about,
I was
talk about your
making
experience, then I'll talk about mine. Go
I was
ahead.
making drinks for my family at like 10. But it
Born
just
in-
like was
But did you enjoy it?
I
You're like,
loved it. It was so fun. Like it was like, and I would have like my own little like virgin Bloody Mary, and then I'd be
He
making like
says.
10 blood. Oh yeah, as time went on. I mean, same. But yeah, it was, and I loved it. Like it was just really fun, and I felt like I was part of the adults, and like
Yeah.
I also
totally.
think part of it too was I was so much younger than my sisters. So I think when you're really young or like there's a big age gap, you just spend a lot more time around adults.
Yeah.
And so it was a great way to like be involved.
Mhm.
And honestly, I would just like, I knew how to make like 7 and 7s and Crown and Cokes and you know what I mean?
Totally.
So I always thought that was really fun. But it was very much just like a normal part of my growing up.
Yeah.
But I also think it like helped me like destigmatize
totally.
alcohol of just being
You
like,
got familiar.
you can be casual and not go ham about this. But also like there were people that went ham. Like I just remember like camping or office parties or things
Yeah,
like that where it's just
totally.
like company picnics where it's like, damn.
Getting drunk around your boss and coworkers in a company setting to me is crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to it.
That's fair. Okay, what about you, Ty?
My family definitely drinks, and it's definitely like there's a pretty heavy. Well, I would say, yeah, I would say it's split. My dad's side of the family is definitely drinkers and partying and doing that kind of stuff, like while we're at the lake or while we're at someone's birthday or things like that. It's
Mhm.
definitely prevalent. My mom's side is actually not very much. My grandpa stopped drinking like years and years and years ago, way before I was born. And my mom really doesn't drink much. Like
Mhm.
I could probably count on my hand like two times maybe ever that I've even been able to tell that she's had drinks before.
Is that just because she is such like a, I got to hold everything together for the family right now?
I think for her it's a she doesn't want to feel out of control
Yeah,
internally.
totally.
Yeah.
But I also think she has a pretty healthy amount of nervousness just around drinking and addiction in general.
Right.
But I think then and growing up it was definitely prevalent and our parents like definitely drank around us. But I think now we're kind of we also have reached this like whole second phase where me and my 9 cousins are all now, everyone is 21.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Yeah.
last 2 turned 21 a year ago,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's this fun thing where it's like a whole new era where there's not like 4 people that are left out if it's like some sort of fun gathering.
Right.
And then, so I
And
think,
also you're not as responsible for like as a parent.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you don't have
little
like these
kids
you don't
that
have kids
you're,
you're trying to take care of.
Totally.
It's like we can all like be adults and hang out.
Totally.
yeah.
In like a closed environment. You know what I mean? Like we're at the cabin for a weekend. So it's
Mhm.
not like, yeah.
So I would say I grew up with it, but it was probably, I think, less to the extent that Isaac did
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in terms of it just being like a normal everyday thing.
Yep.
My family drinks heavily, but drinks heavily at events.
Right.
Not
daily drinkers.
Yeah, they're not necessarily daily drinkers, or they're not drinking at every event, but like when they do, they definitely do. It's kind of how it is.
Yeah.
When they do it right.
When they do their big one.
They do their big one.
And I came from a pretty just comfortable around drinking culture.
Mm-hmm.
And just it would be normal for us to do Bloody Marys in the morning because it's breakfast.
Right.
Very similar to how we kind of are
Yeah.
in our 30s and our friends are, of just like I said, it's just woven into everything, or a beer with lunch or that kind of stuff, where it's not so much just binge drinking,
Yeah.
but it is just I'm going to have wine with dinner, and I might have a Bloody Mary with breakfast, or not during a normal work day, but just was always a part of it.
Yeah.
And then I think it was just a lot more open. My parents were okay with me drinking around my family when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's a good point. My family was not. My family was very much
I think it's the
Not-
religion stuff.
very much, it's not something you do until you're 21. And then they got a little bit loosey-goosey with the last two cousins.
I know.
Yeah,
The youngest
the
ones
youngest.
always
Yeah,
get best.
little loosey-goosey. But for the most part, it was pretty.
Yeah.
And I was the
21
youngest
is
in
the
my
time.
family too. But I think their true philosophy was well, I'd rather you do it here. And honestly, I'd rather you get some exposure to it to even know your relationship with alcohol before you're
Yes.
just let out into the wild and you're on your own.
Yeah. I
Do you
And
think
you
they
have
had-
no safety net.
Do you think your parents had that internal thought process?
Oh yeah. We
Yeah.
had talked about it many
that's
times.
called harm reduction, people.
Yep.
Right.
And my mom was just very, and I think they came from that culture too. My dad was from the
Right.
South, but they were just kind of
They were realists.
not wild child, but they grew up drinking, and
I
my
think
mom grew up
realist is a good
in
way
a
to put it.
drinking culture, and probably didn't tell her parents and hid it
Right.
from her parents in high
Right.
school like everybody else was.
Yeah.
And so I think just to keep those open lines of communication,
Mhm.
it was we know you're going to do this,
Mm-hmm.
whether we know it or not,
Mm-hmm.
most likely because of the state we live in, the culture that we live in. It's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'd rather just know and give you a bit of a safety net where there aren't many repercussions other than hopefully you get so drunk and sick that you'll never do it again.
Right. Right.
But camping, anything like that, once we were in high school, it was pretty fine.
Is Montana known to have a big drinking culture?
Huge.
Really?
Very big.
Huge.
Because when I
drinking
think of
culture.
if I'm gonna do it state by state, I'm thinking Kentucky.
Mhm.
No, because Kentucky, it's hidden.
I think
I'm just thinking they're just the bourbon state, you know?
Yeah.
I think
But you have the
Or
whole dry, you have the whole
Boston.
dry, wet county thing.
Yeah, that's
And
so
you can't
weird.
buy alcohol on Sundays. Not a thing in Montana.
my perception is that I definitely think of those states too, but I think it's because of the rules around it,
Mm-hmm.
or so it's a lot of it is circumnavigating rules,
Yeah.
which makes it a big heightened thing that everyone
Right,
thinks about and
right,
everyone
right.
talks about.
Right. The stigma.
Whereas there's rules, but less rules around Montana, and it's just so normalized and so regular
Yeah.
that I think it is a really big drink. Moving away from Montana to another state, I think caused me to be whoa. It is way more regular, way more normalized. People are drinking way more,
Really?
heavily,
Absolutely.
than
mean,
I
you
ever thought.
You drove through Stevensville. What else are you going to do socially
Yeah.
to connect with people? It's not you're not doing pickleball. You're not doing, you know what I mean? You're not joining
Yeah.
a softball. I mean, you are. That kind of stuff exists in Missoula. There's tons of activities. But you think of all these tiny rural towns, you're local bar, and there's maybe 1 to 3.
Mhm.
That's
It's social.
it's your meetup. It's
Yeah,
your community
totally.
center.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's where
It's
you
your
see
Eagles
everyone.
Club.
It's where you meet new people.
Yeah.
It's
I was
where
gonna say that guy that we met at the Eagles Club. That was a classic Montana trope.
Yes.
from Idaho. But yes.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
got it,
I'm just
got it.
saying him
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
Right.
person. That's
Yep.
nice. Yeah.
But just it was. And Montana has a really bad rap. I think it's either 1 or 2 for the highest DUIs per capita. But again,
Wow.
culturally, it's this sentiment that it's well, why does it matter if I'm on a back road and no one else is there?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's yeah, of
Mhm.
course I can make it home. I've driven this 100 times
Right.
and I'm not driving 90,
Right.
which is, let me be very clear. None of this is the actual feelings or sentiment, but
It's
it is the
way
sentiment.
people justify
it's the way that
things.
people justify it,
Well,
which is
especially
why.
when you are doused in this culture and don't know anything
Exactly.
different.
And you don't have role models that are and you have no access to Uber. There's no Uber. There's no, if you live in a small town, you fucking have to find your way home or get a ride from someone
or your ass is
or
walking.
walk or, yeah.
Okay, I have another question.
And we're talking miles.
Yeah. Specific to Montana or to y'all growing up. Do you remember knowing about the idea of being sober? And was that only connected, if you did know that, was that only connected to people who went through something really dark?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
did you have
Extreme.
examples of people who just, I'm sober because I don't really like to drink, or I don't like the way alcohol makes me feel, et cetera, et cetera?
No.
It was no, you struggled with alcoholism, you
I
hit rock
think-
bottom.
I think my exposure or my understanding of people being sober growing up was people that had gone through a really dark time,
Yeah.
or hearing of people that I knew had gone through a dark time, or people that you would like be like, oh, kind of like a rumor mill type thing, where like, oh, so and so went to rehab because they're extremely like having issues with alcohol abuse. Or there was occasionally just the religious aspect. So a lot of people that
found God or something.
well, just like didn't drink because they were like extremely Catholic, and it was just like,
Catholics love to drink.
yes, but I think that's a blanket statement.
Okay.
I think, yes, they do. A lot of Catholics I know love to drink, but I did go to school with a lot of Catholics that were like Catholic families that like really did not like abstain from drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious if the concept of not drinking as just like a general lifestyle choice was at all modeled for you.
I cannot
I can't even think of a
an
single
example.
person.
Yeah.
I cannot think of a person that was just like, I'm sober because I just
don't
wanna
really like
be
alcohol.
sober. Like it was maybe people
Or like training for a marathon, things like that.
Yeah.
Like
we didn't have any of those.
fitness goals or things like that. Yeah.
No.
Because that is a thing now, which I'm enjoying a lot
Right.
about our generation.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we're definitely seeing a major shift just in terms of the
Sober
culture around
curiosity.
drinking.
But
And like to be clear, Montana's like really starting to like crack down. They're putting things like checkpoints in Missoula and things like that, where like you can't leave downtown without going through a checkpoint. But what about high school? Did like
Yeah. Can we all
I
talk
don't think
about our
either-
first time drinking?
Yeah, well, first off, but yours was after high school. But
Correct.
I want to know if you were ever around in high school, or were other people drinking in high school? Like I
Girl,
know,
No, I was leading prayer group on Tuesday morning at 6
but
a.m.
were other people in your high school like partying and you were
Yes,
abstaining?
and me and my best friend Jane would watch Avatar: The Last Airbender while all of our other friends are out partying and getting MIPs. Me and Jane are eating Papa Murphy's and watching anime, and then I'm getting up, dropping her off, and then going to church the next morning. Like, I did not touch.
I love how you stare straight down the barrel of the camera.
You know
while
Jane's
Hi,
say
right
that.
there.
girl.
I think
But I did
that's-
not touch a drop of alcohol until like halfway into first semester of college.
Did your church do communion with their wine?
Yes,
Was it
but
grape
I
juice?
think it was grape juice.
Yeah.
I think it was grape juice.
I feel like we're the gamut of the high school
Yeah,
experience because
that's good.
you're very extreme on that end.
Yeah.
I was very much someone that did not drink, had no interest in drinking, and it was known. Like everybody knew that I wouldn't drink.
Why? Were you just too goody two shoes?
I think it was the rule part of it.
Okay.
You just kind of
And it was that I did not want to get in trouble. It was more about like,
You're also
I
the
did not
oldest.
want to get an MIP.
Yeah.
Well, I think you also like very much like respect your parents too.
Yeah.
And your parents were probably not like, you cannot
They
drink,
weren't. They didn't even
Tyler.
really
Like,
have to.
I
They
don't-
didn't even have to like tell me.
Right.
Most things like that, they didn't even have to fucking tell me.
I
Yeah.
know.
just
They just was
naturally
like the
own rules
oldest.
up.
He was just like the oldest do-getter. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't want to like disappoint my parents.
Truly.
But
Yeah.
I was very adamant about being in the social scene. So I was one
He
that
did
was
still
He
want
was
his
the
invite.
DD.
He said, I
So
still want my invite.
I was very much the one that would be at all the parties and still invited to all the parties. It was just known that I wasn't going to be drinking. So
Interesting.
it was fun.
Yeah.
But also it was like kind of this whole thing where like everybody there, it was usually like us and the grade above us.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody there would be like, okay, well, if the cops show up, let's all make sure we get Tyler out of here first.
Or Tyler can get us out of here.
Or Tyler
'Cause
can
he
get us
can
out of
drive.
Or like, or really at the end of the day, I could have just like blown. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Blown
So-
them. Cop?
You're disgusting.
You're disgusting.
He would never blow a cop.
This is what you can
Stop.
you can put above the screen. You can go crass,
Uncouth.
crass.
So yes, it was happening. I don't think it was happening to the degree that it was like in your high school. Like
Mhm.
they're definitely, I think there was the party groups, they existed, but they're a little bit more outliers, or they're a little bit more even and level. There's also a lot of groups that were at home with Papa Murphy's, like a lot.
Yeah, I would
And-
say if you took the demographics in my high school, probably like honestly, probably like 60-40, if not like 75-25, with 25 were only actually drinking.
Yeah.
But all of us, everyone was drinking and everyone was having sex, but really not everyone was.
And for us, it was
Most
just
weren't.
a lot less accessible.
I
Like,
was going to say, how are you getting your alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
but they all older siblings that were all in town, like things like
Would
that.
Lacey and Michelle buy for you?
Not till I was in college.
Ugh.
Maybe senior year.
It was just not really
Senior year.
accessible, and not really like, we didn't really have, there was like not places that people could go and drink. It wasn't like you could go out into the field where he could.
Yeah, they had to go
Well,
to
you're
a
in the
house.
city.
We were at someone's
Yeah.
house. So like
Yeah.
when it happened for us, it was their parents were out of town, which often parents were kind of like smart enough or like weren't just like leaving their house unattended.
Mm-hmm.
Or one big one was like there was a couple people that were very regular house sitters for other adults that didn't have kids.
That's crazy.
So those adults would go on their trips and these friends would
I-
hold parties.
But we did that all the time. We did
Hold
that all the
parties at these
time.
people's houses,
Dude,
which is
I
think you're just like-
insane.
that makes me nervous right
Isn't
now.
that
Again,
insane?
frontal lobe not formed, and you're just like, they're never gonna know. Like I remember throwing parties in high school,
One
and I'm like,
specific house I need to
there's
tell you
no-
about off mic.
there's no
No.
fucking way my parents came home from Chico and were not like 50 people have been in our house.
I
I'm trying
know.
to think, like, if I held a party at your house while you were gone, no cameras involved,
Yeah.
and you came back, like, what would show you that 50 people had been in here?
I know. I like think about my
I would-
house.
I
I'm
would
like,
know.
what? It's either going to be too fucking clean or there's going to be evidence. Like, there's nothing in between.
You can just, especially as a kid,
Like, you weren't like,
you
oh,
can't
I
get rid of
spent-
all the evidence.
Right. And you're like, oh, I
Especially
know.
if they're throwing up
I
in the
really,
lawn.
I really just felt like vacuuming.
Right.
Yeah, people throwing up in the lawn.
Mhm.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
living room floor. Every year, my
Wait.
parents went on this one trip in January to Chico Hot Springs. And it was like known in my high school that it was like, because my dad was a high school teacher too. So it was known
That's
that like
fun.
Mr. Hunter was and Mrs. Hunter were leaving for the weekend and it's party at our house. Like the
That's
annual
great.
shindig.
That's so fun. It's
Did
funny
they
to-
know?
No,
Do they know now?
I'm sure.
We should tell her.
We should tell her.
My mom? She
Yeah.
knows. You know, right, Mom? No.
You think she does? I don't know if she
Yeah.
does.
So wait, were you cleaning up the vomit?
Oh, yeah. My parents also had this disgusting green carpet from 1997. So it was easier to hide.
Yeah, that does help.
But also, like, it smells like carpet cleaner. Like
It smells like a little bit of vomit too.
Yeah. And always a little bit. But
Okay, what about your first time drinking, everyone? Can we go about that?
Whipped
quickly?
cream Smirnoff vodka in my still bestie Rainy's dorm room. Very much like, I've never drank before. I need to drink. Rainy, help me drink.
Mm-hmm.
Threw up into a plastic bag.
Multiple times or just once?
I think once. You'd have to consult Rainy. It was very much of like, we just got to break
Right
this
in.
seal. We got to break
We
this.
gotta
We
do
gotta
it.
we got to do this.
Yep.
Mm.
I had
So
already
just you
shed
two
religion by
together.
that point. I was like, girl,
let's get fucked up.
she got an MIP in college, so I knew I was coming to the right person. Just kidding. Now she literally has a PhD. She's always had her shit together. But yeah, it was very much of like, logistically, this needs to happen.
Yeah.
I'm too old to be a virgin that's never had alcohol.
Yeah.
We gotta get some things moving.
Funny.
Cuts her hair that night.
And this was your first semester of college?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do wish that I had hung out with my friends who got MIPs. Not that I got an MIP, but I wish that it was just a little more relaxed back then
Yeah.
and just had that experience, and then the pendulum would not have swung so hard when I
Yep.
went to college and when I was in
Yeah.
my young 20s.
I feel like that's
you
a
know?
huge sentiment because I knew so many people that never drank, never, and then
Yeah.
got to college, especially as an RA. Like,
Yeah.
so many freshmen that just like they'd never had a touch of alcohol before and they just
know.
fucking went ham and then had to
Alcohol
get medevaced out of the
poisoning,
and then
yes.
had to have the conversation with their parents of being like,
I went to the ER.
because I drank too much,
They pumped my stomach.
which doesn't help anything because it's like the cyclical nightmare of
Yeah,
parents being like,
totally.
I'm so scared you're actually going to go to college and drink, which you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of a big proponent of mine might be a little extreme too far of like, hey,
I think
The
it'd be great
cabinet's
for us
open.
to adopt some
somewhere in the
harm
middle,
reduction
yeah,
principles around it.
Yeah.
And also, like, even if you don't want your kids to drink before they go to college, that's fine, but talk to them about alcohol and how
Yeah.
to drink safely.
And the real is the
yes.
which I feel like your parents had
Yeah.
that like talk to you about it.
The
Going to
night
college.
before I left to college.
They were like, fuck, we got to get this in. We forgot to cover this.
We-
Wait, they set you down.
Yeah, well, we were just kind of like hanging out, and we had a little barbecue with like my family that's in town because I was leaving the next day, and then we just kind of naturally came up, and they were like, "Do you think you'll drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably. I don't know." And they pretty much, it was just very casual. They were just kind of like, "We just kind of are nervous you're gonna go crazy," and
Because you were such a rule
Because you were
follower.
such a
well,
good
just
Of your own
Well,
accord.
they're just like just nervous that you're gonna be like on your own, and they were just like, "Please, just like think about it and don't like just go crazy and do some exercises to make sure you understand limits."
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily specifically say exercises, but then I went to college and did not drink the whole first semester.
Mhm.
Then I kind of felt the same way where I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta keep up. So
You just make it too big of a deal at some point, too.
yeah. And so my first time drinking, have I ever told you
No.
about my first time
Maybe
drinking?
you have. Tell me.
I probably have. I came home from college and my best friend had gone to college and neither of us drank in high school. She went and she started drinking her first semester and she was like, it's so fun. It's
You
so
did a little
fun.
A and B testing. She called you on the first day and said, okay, well, I'll drink. You not drink.
Yeah.
And then we're going to meet each other semester.
And so then we came home and we were just hanging out one night and she was like, well, maybe do you want to try it? Like, should we just try it at my house? Very, very same
Mhm.
as your situation
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, let's
know
like,
you, you're
control
my
the
bestie.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we go and we're like, her dad also just hadn't drank for like 25 years. But there was still like fucking like 15-year-old bourbon in her parents' cabinet that had never been touched. And so we think her parents are in
It's a
bed.
crazy thing to start with.
We think her
Mhm.
parents go to bed for the night. And so we go out. We're like, she's physically standing on a chair trying to get into the alcohol cabinet. And we're like pouring stuff like out into water bottles. And
You're doing science.
her mom comes out and it goes, what are you doing? And then
She probably
I'm
heard
like,
clinking.
scram. And she catches us.
Before you'd started drinking?
Before we were trying to obtain the alcohol.
Just looking for the Yahtzee.
Yeah.
He's Yahtzee.
And-
This is where
Here.
they keep it up here,
So
right?
then we're like, this is what was going on. Tyler's never drank before. He was gonna try it.
And we
And
were
just
going
come-
for the
she
top
just
shelf
comes
bourbon.
clean.
And her
She's
mom,
like,
seriously,
What
we
else are you
literally
gonna
had
do?
no other
Yeah.
option. Like we were sitting there with plastic cups full
Ooh.
of bourbon. Yeah. And so she goes, okay, well, obviously I would rather you not, but if you call Tyler's mom and ask, then you guys could maybe try it. So then I call my mom and I'm like, hey, just got caught trying to sneak
Exact
alcohol.
quote. I need to.
Just got caught sneaking alcohol at house. But her mom said,
but her
if-
mom said,
her mom said, if you're okay with it, then I want to try drinking. So is that okay with you? And she said, obviously I would rather you shouldn't. Like it's still illegal, but at the end of the day, you're an adult and you need to make your decision. So like the decision is yours.
Yeah.
I said, sweet. My mom said she's on board. And so then and I went downstairs
said, let's get litty titty.
into their movie den and proceeded to take double shots of bourbon
That's insane.
on an alarm every 10 minutes until we
On an
both-
alarm.
we both
10 minutes?
every 10 minutes. We were I've never been this drunk or sick ever since. And we
So after 20 minutes, you already have 4 shots in you.
yeah, because they're doubles.
You would have been throwing up by 30
Stupid.
minutes in.
I think that they
Stupid.
were.
About an hour in, then we have crawled literally to the bathroom downstairs and we're taking turns throwing up in
Did
their
parents
toilet.
go back to bed?
Parents go back to bed. Parents then get up. Her sister and her mom then goes to bed in her own bed. I'm still downstairs.
Sick as a dog.
Mom and sister sit up with me all night while I lay with half my body out of the bathroom talking to them about how great I'm loving college and RHA and everything. And then periodically
Role
just
models.
being like, and then just hold that thought and then going into the bathroom and vomiting and coming back out and being like, so anyway, we held this gummy bear eating contest. It was insane. I was so sick. Then her sister drove me home. Then our families are all at church about 4 hours later. Not together, but
Did you tell your mom as soon as you walked in the door? Or did you
I
just...
said, we sat down, we got in, we see the we sit down. I lean over to my mom and I go, I was so ill last night into this morning after doing that at house. I just want to preface that before you see.
Good.
And then said, hey, maybe we should go to lunch, Lori. Because I think was feeling like, oh shit, like this
I
happened on
let
my
this
watch.
happen. I
let this
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
But-
yeah.
The moms were cool.
They were fine.
They said the same thing basically. Like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
shouldn't, but you're an
Right.
adult. That's really fucking funny.
Mhm.
You're such a unique person. The setting of alarms like that,
I know.
you make it into a chore.
But I mean, basically, I did what my parents were
It's your
afraid of, which was I
scientific
went
task to
crazy in a very controlled environment because I was so sick.
Yeah. I mean, if
Yeah.
it
4
really took
shots
an
of
hour,
bourbon in 20 minutes.
that means 10 minutes would be 2. No, you'd start
Yeah.
2, and then 4 by 10 minutes.
I was
6
still
by
drunk. I was
20.
still drunk at church, like because by the time we
Oh,
actually really
easily.
got after it, it was like 1
Easily.
a.m.
Yeah.
So this took place from like
Oh
1 to
my
5.
God, on the Lord's Day.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Literally.
So anyway,
You
that
could
was fun.
Squirt me with a squirt bottle of bourbon, and I think I would throw up.
Yeah, it's to this day. I've had drinks with it, or I've been able to drink it, but it's never like I can still like. There's a little part of me that's like,
Wee.
yeah.
Why don't we start with beer and wine? Like, why do we have to go straight to first time drinking whipped cream vodka?
Mhm.
Yeah.
This
UV
makes
blue.
sense. UV
Yeah.
blue.
Mine was so I feel like I casually lightly started drinking lightly around family about 8th grade.
I thought you were gonna say 8 years old.
No.
You would believe it though.
I would.
I would have a sip. Like,
Dude, I
just
got
try
around
it.
Isaac's family. I was like, these people we can drink any time of the day.
No
Anytime you
judgment
want.
here.
Yeah.
It's just right there. You just pour what you
You
want.
just pour what you want. It's all on the table. Everyone's bottles are out from the campers on the tables. It's like self-serve.
Yeah.
All
Well, it's
times
just
of the
like
day.
it's just like cows, like and dogs. Like
That's
there's
the watering hole.
certain kinds of dogs that you can just leave the food out and they'll self-regulate, and then there are certain kind of dogs that you can't.
Right.
So I feel like it really started where me and my cousin would start sneaking Smirnoff Ice out of this is before when it was cool, out of just the camping cooler,
When it was cool.
and put together a little like 6-pack cooler and take it back to our little tent,
Mhm.
and then just
Did you get to a point where you're like, whoa, we're tipsy?
probably after half a drink, I'm sure we were like, oh woo,
Yeah.
and probably weren't at all. But so I feel like I kind of lightly towed into it, and then I played sports all through high school, and it was very like contractually, like if you got caught drinking, you were cut, or I can't remember
Executed.
the pretty much. So I was really strict about that. So I would never drink when you're quote in season,
Mm-hmm.
but not in season. all
Butt
crap.
chug.
And then I remember we had my friends all had older siblings that were seniors my sophomore year, and it was spring break. And my family's similar. Back of the cabinet, it's just like whatever's left, like peppermint
Odds and
schnapps,
ends,
hot
yeah.
damn, like some gift they got at a work party.
Yeah,
and just
some
like
weird
they're never
ingredients.
gonna miss.
Yeah.
So I remember loading my backpack up with that and showing up to this party, and it was probably like, I don't know, 30 people, and they had like a 12-pack of beers between all of them. And I just remember like opening my backpack and just like getting all these
Boom.
bottles out, and it was just like I had never been more popular in my whole life. That was
I
like
wish I had a
that was the
recording.
peak of life, was like right there.
I
It
wish
was
we
like
had a list of every weird
metaphoric
thing that you brought.
Yeah, metaphorically, I was like on a chair as people were.
Yeah.
I
It
wish
was
I
my
had a
bar
recording
mitzvah.
of that like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That
Just
moment.
I just want to view it of
Mhm.
you, you know?
Yep.
Isaac smirking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
Then
I
I
know.
proceeded to get so fucking drunk and then threw up all over the kitchen counter, all over the kitchen. And then
Yeesh.
me wanting to maintain my newly found cool status the next day just told my friends, I mean, like, I think I'm allergic to 7. As in, I think I'm allergic to Seagram 7. I'm allergic to it. I was
Right.
like, no, I've had it before at
Right.
the lake with my family, and it makes me sick every time. I'm
Right.
allergic to it.
Right.
That is
How cool.
That is
That was my classic strategy in high school. Was
That's
like,
crazy.
do whatever you need to do to just stay cool. But anyways, that was probably my first time drinking. And then, yeah, it was kind of party all through high school.
Mm-hmm.
Just when we were, especially summer, especially not in season. And also
how
worked
often? Like weekly?
summers weekly. Like someone was having a party every weekend.
Yeah.
It was
Damn.
so fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, so fun. And also like pretty safe because we would
Right.
go camping in the woods in nowhere. Our town had 2 cop cars. Like they were never going to find us or know about us or be willing to go stir trouble to look for it. Like who the
Mhm.
fuck wants to drive out to the woods to find 30 kids drinking?
Yeah. See, and we didn't really have that accessibility because
Right.
we were in the city.
There,
Mhm.
Driving wasn't an issue because we were all going to camp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was great. I think it honestly, for me, it's kind of funny because all my siblings grew up like that and none of us really drink like super heavy. I probably drink the most between me and my sisters, and they're both kind of lightweights. Like we don't.
That's
And you don't
great.
even drink that much.
And I feel like that is
comparatively.
truly lucky. Like I think y'all are kind of a fluke in that way.
Mhm.
I think so too because everything from like our lineage means like we should all be alcoholics.
I mean, alcoholism is so genetically passed on and it's
Yeah.
a progressive disease. So if you got that gene,
yeah,
it's not going to fix itself. It just gets worse with time.
right. Like before us though, like that totally should have happened. And we've all had our moments. We've had like blackouts or like
Yeah.
crazy 21st birthdays or like
Right.
those times where
But the
just like
fact that none of
someone's
you have an
absolutely
issue
sloshed.
is so rare,
But yeah.
which is great.
So I don't know. And I don't know if it was that thing of like we kind of just had like open access growing
Yeah.
up. So then we kind of learned to self-regulate and also learned what we liked and didn't like and had enough hangovers to be like, I don't want to feel like that anymore.
It's hard to tell the nature versus nurture with your family and where
Yeah.
how that happened with you and your siblings.
Right. Because like, I mean, everyone, generations above us, everyone, like it is, they
Mhm.
drink.
hmm Once I started drinking, like in college, I definitely drank, but I still wouldn't say and not any more than like a normal college student.
Yeah. I feel like I pretty traditional. You probably drank more than me, but I was
Yeah.
limited by being an RA.
Right. And I was too at times, but once I became an RA that was 21, I guess to like go out.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick on this, because I think this is crazy looking back at it. Did you ever have any RA programs that you had to do around alcohol?
Honey, I didn't do any of those things as an RA.
But like, did they have them of like any, like you didn't ever have to do an event or a program?
I don't think our
No.
programming was way extreme compared to everywhere else.
No, I did a movie night once a semester,
Okay.
and it would be me and Rainey.
So Montana State had this crazy, this was a sanctioned, funded program. And we did it every year, and it was called Drunkapalooza. Because one of the things that's unique to Montana State on campus living is you can drink in the dorms if you're 21. And so we would do educational programming. Hello?
Caroline, have something
Yeah.
something important to
I'm
say?
literally looking at you.
I'm so sorry.
He's not telling me the story. I was there.
It's time. I want a clip of that because I always get roasted on clips, and I want a behind the scenes of that.
I think I have
Give me that.
ADHD.
I think
Well,
based
I'm going on
that-
Monday.
Based on that, I think you do.
We can go tomorrow.
Well, Caroline's
We're
talking
going
about
on Monday.
peptides.
Who the
and-
fuck cares?
And peptides are confusing to me.
Thought
And
you
so
had
I was
something.
just-
Thought you had something important going on.
Yeah.
I fucking look
I was
over
like,
and you
who's-
have
I
that
was
group
like-
message open and you're pressing the reaction buttons.
Yeah. Whose water broke? My God.
I'm sorry, what you were saying? Here's what I remember from what you just said.
Yeah. Repeat it back to me.
So, Montana State, you have
That's all she's got.
funding from the government to put
Yeah,
on
The
these
government.
drinking programs
Yeah.
and keep people safe.
Yeah, we got a big check from the government.
Oh my God, that was such a good clip.
Sorry.
That was such a good clip.
Anyways,
Anyways, this is crazy. Like we just talked about this. It's crazy looking back on it. But so you would have social programming funds where you do events and like they had to be educational. So every year in North Hedges, which is a big building, it's like 650 people, 800 with suites. We would do this one called Drunkapalooza. and any of the RAs that were 21 and older,
That's crazy.
university police would come in, and you couldn't drink in public areas, so that was a rule. But like each RA would get assigned a type of alcohol. So there'd be one person doing beer, one person doing wine, one person doing hard alcohol.
Ugh.
They would go into the RD's apartment, and there was a conference room where you could live stream it, and we would
Skype 'em in.
drink one drink. So you do one drink, and then we would come back out. And
But you're
we'd
like chugging.
yeah. It's like very quick. So glass of wine, whatever, shot, and then you come out and they would do like these games and trivia and activities. And then slowly those RAs are getting drunker and drunker. And then UPD would test us. So then we would do, but then the whole time, like the residents could do like beer goggle walks. And actually, it was a really fun program.
We handed out drink tickets, and you could buy drinks for your RA to take.
Yeah.
So you could get your RA drunk
Yeah. This feels like an HR nightmare.
for sure.
I am sure it's not done anymore. Other RAs, all the ones that weren't 21, would go around with Skittles because all the residents would have mocktails and then slip them in to people's drinks and be like, you just got roofied.
You just got I
You
did
just
it more
got
coy.
roofied.
I'd say you just got roofied. You better be careful.
But anyways, and then UPD would actually like breathalyze them and then make them do like an actual DUI test and go through the full testing
Yeah.
while 200 people are watching.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy? And like by the end of it, these 3 RAs would absolutely be throwing up every time.
Ugh.
Isn't that wild? And it was like this exciting thing where you're like, ooh, I get to be the RA that does
I can't
Drunkapalooza.
believe that
It was. I don't
happened
think it happened when
in
I
our
turned
day and
21. We
age.
didn't do it when I was a 21-year-old RA.
I think we saved lives.
It was gone.
It wasn't about alcohol education. It was about let's get these RAs fucked up.
Again,
So more
Montana
funny.
culture. It was
I
like,
know.
we know how we'll get people to an event. So we did.
Wild.
Anyways, college, I feel like, is where you really took off on your drinking journey, especially right around 21, especially when you moved off campus.
Yes. And definitely drank a lot. Definitely binge drank a lot. But it was like an invincible thing where I would be fine. Like I would go out on
It was
Thursday
just called
nights.
being in your 20s.
Yeah, and then get up on Friday and go to class at 8 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
fine.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
every single week. Yeah. Bucket night,
Mhm.
bar 9.
Right. But then I
Yep.
think, honestly,
and
when
rollers.
I moved to Seattle was when I really continued the partying stuff. But I also think I really understood how much of a drinking culture I grew up around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still like, I think learning it and being like, whoa.
Yeah,
But
totally.
just like, there was a lot of people. I started to meet people in the Seattle area, or like just friends of friends and things like that were just sober just by decision. Or
Mhm.
not even, just because they didn't even really like drinking.
Yeah, I have a couple buds who just like, I don't like drinking. I don't like being out of control.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have high anxiety already. Like my sister's like this. She's like, the next day, even if I have a couple glasses of wine, my anxiety is so bad.
Yeah, I get really bad
that
anxiety anymore.
It is not worth me ever drinking, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas being
Mhm.
21 and above in Montana, it was just like, it's what you do.
Figure it out.
It's
We
just
all have
what you-
anxiety.
it is. It's just kind of like what you do.
Yeah.
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 And there's a lot of people that I think you don't even realize that you're having anxiety,
Yeah, right.
but it's happening. But it's so just like,
Yeah.
But I think there was
Continue.
also just like less pressure as like life's pressures. I think there was maybe less in your 20s. It was a little bit more forgiving. And also everyone around you is in the same state. So there was like this communal piece of like, we're
Yeah.
all in it together.
Right.
We all feel like shit today together. Let's go
Yeah.
to brunch and start again.
yep,
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
But yeah, I think, and then,
Should you talk about like coming out?
yeah, coming out and then like the freedom that also then came with like queer culture and drinking,
Mhm.
I think was a
Ah.
different level. Not level like more or less, but just it was just like the community. And it's
Yeah,
how you
I-
met people. And I
Right.
think for
Gay bars.
yeah, exactly. And it was
Absolutely.
like also you're tying in this like freedom of like never having a gay really like social experience
Mhm.
or not one that's like not behind closed doors.
Mhm.
And so then you'd go to your first gay bar and then that was like so freeing. And then you finally felt like you could be yourself. And then you tie in alcohol. It was like so communal.
Yeah.
Like it just like
Right.
expanded your social life like 10 times.
I
Yeah.
think of our 10 years in Seattle, it's definitely been, I mean, I didn't have as much of a gay circle when I first moved here, but we all, like the 9-10 Gwyn era,
Mhm.
we all definitely were heavy partying.
Yes.
We all definitely were just
It was just very much young 20s work hard, play hard.
it felt like
Yeah.
college 2.0. Like we all had day jobs,
Yeah.
but then over the weekends
we started to have some money.
Money.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
And we
But
could go
Paycheck
on-
to paycheck still.
But
Yeah.
we could go on some like trips. We were going to we went to this was before you came on the scene, but we went to like the San Juan Islands. We went
Mhm.
to Vancouver. So it was very much like we're all experiencing this city. We're all transplants to this city, and part of us live on Capitol Hill. Let's
Mhm.
do it big. And we did. It was fun. Very fun.
COVID certainly didn't help.
Right.
Oh, then
Yeah.
COVID of it
Yeah.
all. What else were we supposed to do? But yeah, and then I think coming out, we were out well before this, but I think moving into a city with a very prominent
Gay nightlife.
gay nightlife,
Yeah, absolutely.
it of course you're gonna lean in. It's how it was just
Yeah.
your social
I wanna
world was
meet other gay
blowing
people.
up. Like it
Yeah.
was just like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
meeting so many people and learning about myself and like who I am and this like pursuit of your own identity and understanding who you are. While at the same time, it was just like so fun.
Yeah. All at once.
Yeah.
Gay bars,
Yeah.
like seeing go-go dancers.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah.
Drag
Drags,
queens.
Yep.
drag shows.
was huge for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
All a part of it, but
Yeah.
all wrapped up in party scene
Yeah.
and party all day scene.
Totally.
Like even Pride, like morning to night. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Totally.
Yep.
So yeah, that ran me hard and put me away wet for about 8 years.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so.
I'll say when I
Actually,
discovered gay
sorry.
bars,
Mm-hmm.
it did feel safe in a different way.
Yeah, that's
Like,
the thing
one-
too. Yeah.
Just being queer and that level of safety and like seeing yourself reflected and that, which we all share in, but also just
Yeah.
being a woman. I was like,
Yeah.
this does feel a lot safer
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
being at Comet or a
Yeah.
sports bar or
Mhm.
at a house party. Like you're always kind of on edge there because especially as a young woman starting to party, you're told like, always
Yep.
be aware of your surroundings. This is how you get raped and
Yep.
it will be your fault, you know?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's always in the back of your
Absolutely.
mind. And not that that does not happen. It absolutely does. There's still a ton of assault that happens in gay
Mhm.
nightlife. But as a woman, it felt much safer to
Yeah.
be in a gay bar and partying.
And I think same for like physical expression.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yeah, what you're
we grew up-
wearing.
what you're wearing, how you're dancing,
Yeah.
like we grew up very much suppressing that and then
You
having
were
it like,
masking.
having it show its moments, right? And then
Mhm.
finally when you get into queer nightlife and the alcohol,
Mhm.
the little boost of alcohol and confidence that came
Right.
with it, it was just like a level of freedom and safety. You're like, oh, well, no one's gonna like hate crime me here or
Right.
say some stupid bigoted comment,
Right.
or it's just like you truly could be free
Yeah.
while at the same time heavily drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, we all agree that there is like a very prominent heavy drinking culture in gay culture. And let me say too, at the beginning of this is all our own speculation as to
Right.
why we think this is
Yeah.
and us just speaking about it.
Yes.
We aren't necessarily are very much are not experts on the topic. But
And
why?
it's generalization. There's plenty of
Yeah,
people where alcohol and partying was not a part of their queer journey.
right.
Yep.
Right.
And there's like full groups now that are like sober social groups.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Huge.
Yeah. So why do you guys think it is so prominent?
I think it's honestly like very similar to Montana. Like growing up, you're like, everyone's doing it. And it's not like I might as well do it too. I don't know. For me, it's just like, it's a social lubricant for me. Like I think have general shyness in queer spaces or like when I first get there. But if I have like 2 beers in me, I'm just like a lot more like loose. And so I think there's that part of it of just like, it is a bit of a confidence booster.
I think so too. I think this is a generalization. I think it's a confidence booster. I also think there probably is a lot of people out there that they still are working through their queerness or
Yeah.
gayness, and it's just kind of just like also a little bit of an escape.
Yeah.
And that escape comes in the form of like a bar and dancing and party
Expression.
scenes. So I think there's a big part of that too. Like there's so many people that have gone through so much hurt growing up or so much not being themselves that it is just like this big release and escape.
Mhm. Yes. I looked this up beforehand because I was curious, and this is such a simple thing maybe, but I did Google like, are there studies out there that gay people drink more
Drink
than
more,
straight
yeah.
people? And there
Mhm.
are, but generally the like abstract of what I was reading was like any oppressed, marginalized group
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
going to have higher levels of substance use across the
Yeah,
board pretty
gosh,
much.
yep.
Because, and then it kind of clicked for me like, oh, duh. If you oppress someone, discriminate against them, make their lifestyle illegal, treat them shittily, I don't
Distribute
know.
alcohol.
Yeah, kick them out.
Yeah.
Substances would be used to
Yep.
help someone survive those situations.
That is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, totally.
So I am an expert.
You are.
Right.
Exactly.
He wrote
I
it.
nailed it on the head.
He wrote it.
Right.
I agree. Yeah. And it's just so much a part of it. It's just like, and also I think separate topic, but also like drug use and party drug use.
Yeah,
It's so
it
prominent
is.
in the community.
Yeah.
And I think arguments all around, I think very much the gay men community, like the
Yeah.
circuit community.
Right.
And it's all just, or the downstairs bar
Yeah.
cuff complex type of
Yes.
thing. Like that whole,
Right.
like party drugs.
Stimulants to keep you up.
Stimulants, stay up all night,
Mhm.
dancing, making out, meeting people is very,
Yeah.
it's just a part of it. And I think me growing up and coming to Seattle, I think early on thought that's what being gay was, or like that's the path that you took. So like going, not necessarily like drug use, but going to those kinds of like environments and settings. And I still love it. Like I love to dance. I love to be at those places. But I thought that was everyone's trajectory.
Yeah.
Where it's very much as I get older and have more experiences and meet a lot more people.
Yeah.
I think I very much have realized that it's not. That was just kind of like what it was like in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Totally.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I feel like that. I feel like that now, like especially around like none of us at this table, I think, I'm not like a party drug expert by any means.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like put a blanket statement on it of things that I don't fully experience or understand or know. But it is just very prominent in gay culture. Like when we go out and we go to the Cuff and it's Pride, like I feel like most people are doing some sort of party drug.
Yeah.
Whether it's Molly or
A lot of people are.
whatever it is.
Right.
Ketamine.
But what I can't speak to is, I mean, that's the experience. I also think there's other communities that is the case. We just aren't part of those communities, like the rave community.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
And
So,
like I don't know enough about it.
music
even.
festivals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I think if you talk to all those people that they're like, oh, it's like really safe if you do like X, Y, and Z, like it like any like I just don't know. And the problem is I come from a culture of being like, alcohol's totally fine.
Yeah.
Weed though, that's gonna kill ya. Like I just remember my high school. I remember having this like huge awakening moment, really when I moved to Vegas and Seattle, of being like, oh, everyone grew up with Coke,
Yeah.
accessible Coke.
Yes.
And I didn't know that was a thing.
No, I
Like
didn't
in my
know-
mind, that was like, you will die.
Yeah, me too.
And that's
That's
just, that was
wild.
like the culture. But like,
If
I'm
I
not
would've
kidding,
walked-
like weed was treated that way
Yeah.
Right.
growing up in my high school.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
If I would have walked into a high school party, like the parties that I mentioned earlier, and saw people doing Coke lines, I think I would have fainted
You would have run out of there.
on the spot.
I mean, it still freaks me out a lot. Drugs
Yeah.
really do. I am the
Yeah.
girl that always has Narcan on the trips
Yeah.
because I'm just so nervous about people having just the horror stories you hear. things
Right.
that
And it is
happen,
kind of
you
like a
know?
toe the line of like, you don't want to be desensitized to it,
Right.
but you also,
I want to be safe.
I don't want to
yeah.
stigmatize it at
Right,
all.
right.
Exactly.
I think in a lot of ways, drug use can be done in a much safer way than
Totally.
drinking,
Yeah.
right? And it's a part of life, like harm reduction, right? People will always use substances, and a lot of the harm comes when we're stigmatizing the substance and we're
Right.
criminalizing the substance,
Yep.
right? But it freaks me out.
Yeah. Even I have a lot to learn in that area of just like, I'm curious, not in like a experience way, but like I want to sit and talk to somebody about being like queer drug culture.
Yeah.
Because it is more prominent than I think I ever knew.
Yeah.
And for at all ages.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I know.
And I also like I don't really know the EDM or house music part of it all, but I think that is a very big part of the culture. Like I
Mhm.
remember being at Cuff last weekend and like everyone's doing this and they all look like they're having a good time. Music fucking is shit. It sucks. I don't get it. I don't
Mhm.
understand why no one in this fucking city can play standard top 40 and everyone is begging for it and wants to have fun. Not a single bar in this fucking town. I don't understand it. But I think everyone was
Yeah.
having a good time at Cuff, but I'm not partaking in the drug piece of it. And I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know if like the mental state that you're in is like so euphoric that then you combine it with like that tempo and that music
Yeah.
that it just is like this
Maybe.
feeling.
Maybe.
And that's why so many people
I
are
feel
like
like it has to be.
obsessed with Above and Beyond or obsessed with the Gorge. And it's like this like tie to nature plus also music and house music. And like I have no experience in that area. And I got to be honest, I don't get it.
Sound off. Let us know in the comments.
Honestly, let's have a
But-
gay EDM person.
I know.
come
I'm
on,
like,
please.
I need someone that like really
Our
is
gay
dominant and,
ravers
like,
reach out to us,
yes,
please.
to like write us in and be like, no, this is actually why it's like that. This is what it is. And we would love to do an interview
Yeah,
or just
actually.
call in, leave us a voice
Truly.
memo and be like, y'all are fucking dumb as hell.
You're idiots. yeah.
Idiots. But no, I just feel like it's very prominent and I don't know much in the like queer drug space of it.
Yeah.
Ariel, what about the queer women space? Like, do you feel like,
Maybe smoking weed.
yeah, do you feel like there's part,
They
like,
do?
what's the party element like, or what's the
I'm sure
alcohol and
you can
drug
find
use?
every flavor, but when I think of a lesbian, I think of a stoner. That
Yeah.
would be like the main stereotype. Which I'm curious, are you sober 100% or would you dabble in non-alcoholic things?
Good question. I would definitely dabble in non-alcoholic things. Like,
So you're just dry.
a non-drinker, I guess,
Yeah,
or dry.
you're dry.
Yeah, I guess you would technically say. Like we throw around the term sobriety or sober,
Right.
but I will, like, if we're all hanging out and we decide to like have a
Do
weed
coke.
gummy. Yeah. Me, Isaac, and Chandler are having a
I'm
fun
kidding,
Friday
I'm
night.
kidding.
She's got those little pinky nails.
No, I'll like if we're all doing something like that, like we're hanging out at the house and we have like weed gummies and we're all like gonna watch a movie and
yeah.
stuff. I
Yeah,
will
we're all-
definitely do that. Yeah. So I wouldn't say sober, like stone
Yeah,
cold
totally.
sober,
Okay.
but I would say
Yes.
non-drinker
Yeah.
is what I would label
Yeah.
it, I guess. What do you think?
And I know a
Yeah,
lot of
you're
people
my other
like
half.
that.
Isn't that what California sober is?
It is. I
Yeah.
guess.
I
But
also went
think
like this.
I
I
also
leaned
I also
open with
don't
this eye,
know.
but blinked the back one. I went,
I also don't know specifically what that means. I think that means
I think that means you're a huge stoner. which
everything
you're really
you
not.
do a lot of marijuana, but
Oh,
nothing
okay.
else. Or does
Yeah.
that mean only not drinking? I don't know.
What do you call someone who drinks but can't do weed because it sends them into a state of paralysis?
I'm kind of like that too. I'm learning. Like
I
I
think
have
that's
to have
just
like a
human.
very
That's just a
You're-
womanhood.
You're just human, yeah.
Okay.
if I have like the slightest anxiety about anything,
Which how could you not?
which I think it's an age thing where it's like, well, now how can I not? It's like I can't smoke or do an edible because it's just like whatever that thing is becomes it's this big and then it becomes this big.
That's all I
Yeah.
can think about.
Yep, and it's all I can think about and focus on. But I would say within the last probably like 3 years before that, we went through like a very like just like chill weed weekends, like gummies, having a, like
Sharing a
everyone,
joint.
Yep, sharing a joint, and then just watching a movie and laughing and having fun. And so that was a really fun phase.
Yeah, we haven't.
I don't think
it
we
hasn't
haven't
been as
done that in
recent,
a while.
Mm.
I guess.
Like I love like a half a gummy and a just like chilling into the couch every now and then. But I do have the anxiety part.
I
That
just
gets
am
me.
so
And I also
groggy.
have to be like jump started in the next day.
Yeah, I get so.
Mm.
People say there's like no
like-
hangover from weed, but I personally feel so groggy.
It's like waking
Next
up
morning.
in quicksand is how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it takes so much for me to get going to do anything.
Yeah. I
Right.
think edibles especially are like that because it feels like they're like slow extended
Yeah.
release or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I do like a joint definitely more than it just feels quicker and it's over quicker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. Hello. Just kidding. Hey everybody, this is Tyler. I'm gonna close out the episode quick here. So right about at this point of recording, we realized that we were 80 minutes in and still had not even really gotten to my personal story. We're gonna wrap up here and continue next week. So part 1 this week. Next week we will really dive into kind of my own decision and what led up to my decision to stop drinking about 18 months ago. I will say it is pretty deep and high emotion. So be ready for that. Closing out for this week, I will do Song of the Week. My Song of the Week this week is going to be by an artist named Elio, and she is kind of a young, I would say, sort of up-and-coming pop artist, and I just saw her open pretty recently for another band, and really, really, really like her. So the song that I cannot stop listening to is called Can I Make You Jealous? And it actually came out on her album that she released in 2024. So check that out. I will also post it. And yeah, wrapping up this week, definitely make sure you like and subscribe. Reach out to us at nogaysinmontana@gmail.com and all of our socials, No Gays in Montana. And thanks so much. We'll see you next week.